and welcome to Chapter 2 Club, Smart Woman's Guide to Breakups and Everything After. Today, I'm here with Lori Itkin, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst, and we're going to be talking about, should you keep the house in your divorce? Hi, Lori, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you.
Let's jump right in. How does one know if they should keep the house in their divorce?
Well, thanks for asking that question because it's the number one question among the minds of women who I work with in their divorce. So basically, the first instinct, especially if you have small children or even teenage children living in the home, is you want to keep the house. You don't want to have too much upheaval and transition, particularly for the children. But the question is, have you actually thought about yourself and your short and long-term needs and wants? Because a house is a huge investment.
Right.
And so when you're negotiating a divorce, you actually want to plan for the short term, your living situation short term, and then long term. What if the kids go away to college and don't return? Do you want to be in that house when your kids are, in their 20s or their 30s even? So really breaking that down. Then the other question is, can you afford to keep the house? And when I say that, I mean, can you afford to give up other assets in the negotiation? I know too many women who wanted that house at all costs. And then 10 years down the road, they have literally nothing in retirement savings. So remember, the house is just one of the valuable assets in your divorce. And then also a tip to think about is, can you even qualify for a mortgage in your own name where you're going to be rejected by the lender anyway? Why fight for the house if you're not going to qualify?
Yeah.
And then working with a certified divorce financial analyst to budget out what it really costs on an annual basis to live in a house. You have the HOA, maybe, you may have property tax, you have mortgage, principal, interest, homeowners insurance, the roof may need repair. Is there deferred maintenance? So my biggest tip is, while emotionally you may just latch onto that house and say, that's the only thing I want in this divorce, really work with a financial expert to wrap your head around, is that the best strategy for you short term and for your financial future?
I totally agree. And I feel like most women think more emotionally about the house than they do logically. And it's can get you in a lot of sticky situations if you're not thinking logically about it and for the long term. And when you're in the heat of that moment, it's really hard to, think about long term and go through your finances like that. So that's a great tip.
Absolutely. And the other issue is, sometimes if you were to take the house on your own, you may be the one that's liable for all this capital gains tax that you wouldn't have to pay had you sold it during the divorce.
Right.
And I know if I say to somebody, you're going to save $80,000 in cash down the road if you sell the house now, people don't really emotionally, that's a future thing. They're not thinking $80,000. And that's just a hypothetical depending on where you live. So it really the long-term things. And you know what? You're not a loser if you have to rent for a few years. I always tell women, rent for a while, get your feet wet, get your grounding, figure out where you are, what you want to do, where you want to be. No shame in renting, and it can be a very smart financial decision.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Thank you so much, Lori. Really appreciate that. And to our viewers out there, you can find more resources on our website at chapter2club.com, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.